You better now, princess!
Fallen Shades.
Dude! Did a bunch of fucking Smurfs jizz in here? Well, waste not, want not.
Oh, there's baked beans. How long have I been here?
Fallen Shades.
Well, here we go again.
Glory to that kind.
Welcome back to Dat Game. I'm Shades, and today we're going to be going back to our roots. To root. Root's kind of like an Australian slang term for, fucking or doing it. Like Terry knows. Hey, Terry! Terry, you know about root? You know, like... he's probably sleeping off a wank. Anyway, today we're going to be reviewing the custom-made 3D 2 with ChewBS Lip. That's the controller's name. EX Ultimate starring Dante Devil May Cry and Knuckles. Last time we took a look at this amazing toy. It's an earner hole where your junk goes in and the games interact with them. Using these for sex simulations, and we even went as far as to hook it up to classic games and play through them using the power of our tackle. I even tried the custom 3D Evolution game, though as wow factor as some of the features were, it didn't live up to the hype of how simple the original game held up. Like my boner in the controller, it just wasn't as solid. The control was so amazing and simple in its design of a single inner switch and an outer switch for controlling other things, that it was the main tool I would use when testing games with controller input. That is until I fucked it. See, I used it a little bit too much. Not just speedrunning with it, but in general. And well, the main part of the controller is now in silicon heaven. I still have the main piece, but it's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. I have found a supplier and ordered another one, though they don't make them anymore, so I guess I need to be a little bit more gentle. I can't help it if I'm an aggressive gamer. But now let's take a trip into the future and have a look at where DIC controllers are now. This is the future of DIC controllers. As mentioned in my early reviews about other devices, it's been a while since then. So from what I gathered, there was a brand called Ju Air, a sort of toy that you would use that had voices come out of it. They used this tech with the custom-made people to advance the product to the Ju C Air, a pod-like dong controller where now a joystick is added and a full cylinder was built. This also came with a copy of Custom Order Made 3D, but getting this was near to impossible. It was expensive, and with the added bonus of VR being used, it was made to be outside of my price range. I actually have a threshold when it comes to spending money on my dick. I would rather invest in something like Elon Musk making some SpaceX giant fuck-off pussy space station. After this, the ChewBS Lip came into play, a sort of 2.0 to the Ju C. Still the same game, but now with a different design. But the analog stick was something they just couldn't really nail. Well, that and people were getting their fucking goo caught in the circuits. When Custom Order Made 2 dropped, they made a newer model again called the ChewBS Lip, now with a fucking mousepad. Yeah, so while you're stroking your dick, you can scroll Reddit for the big chungus memes. And don't worry, There is a right and left mouse click. Bruh, you know what it was? Somebody was sitting there with their mouse and they were like, oh god, I'm getting cum all over my mouse. But wait, what if my dick was the mouse? Oh! But there were more problems. How do I know this, I hear you ask? Because people in Japan don't actually talk about it between themselves. They write about it on their own fucking blogs. Yeah, shock and fucking awe. I must be the only person out here harping on about it, but in Japan, everyone wants to give their take on the magic of dongle technology. Blogger BI119ATE5HXK was one of the many people I found talking about the mousepad and controller. There was a delay with this model, and washing this thing was a right fucking bastard. I mean, having to rub one out isn't meant to be fucking neat, so the mouse pads would just be absolutely destroyed. The other part is that it's wireless, and the sensors inside are meant to understand how, much, you insert. But the problem with the model is that it wasn't understanding the acceleration. So sometimes you would just be... Is it in? But also this so-called mousepad in some computers would just register it as an up-down arrow key function, meaning using it as a mousepad was impossible. They had to go back to the drawing board, find a new way to connect the floppy to the disk. How did they do it? Well, that's where we are today. The last trip I took to Japan, I picked up the next model, the ChuBeeLip S. Sounds fancy as fuck, I know. And look at the way this girl is presenting it on the box. Fuck it. Instead of just getting the controller, I went the full hog and spent 20,000 yen on this big pack. Meaning I got the controller, the hard and soft version, a standard version of the game, a dick controller version of the game, a whole pile of paper and plastic junk, and a little pack of some fucking lube, and no instructions in sight. Now I want you to strap in, because building an IKEA table is actually more fun and rewarding than putting this thing around your dick. First off, it still feels like a prototype. Looking at this thing, it looks like a damn Coke can with no real grip. It feels like you're looking down a drain pipe looking for Mrs. McGregor's cat who's been trapped down there for 3 fucking weeks. Also, you notice the mouse pad? Well, remember that previous model I told you about that had the working mouse pad? Well, they clearly had too many of those old models at the factory, and I wondered why my pad wasn't working until I read the reviews. Turns out they just scrapped the mouse pad idea and put what feels like a mouse pad over where it used to be, still using the same shell. So for the first 2 hours, I looked like I was thumbing around for my car keys, wondering why my car alarm wouldn't activate. Yeah, this bit right here is a bit of dead fucking technology. This was meant to be the fucking mousepad. And so you know what they did? They took a little bit of felt that felt like a mousepad and put it over where the mousepad was. Because, hey, we want to tell people that this isn't a mousepad. What are we going to do? We're going to put material that feels like a fucking mousepad on there. And that's totally not going to confuse anyone. It's bad enough I've got a fucking boner and it's fucking in there and there's cum all over the fuck. The rest of the controller from what I saw is pretty much the previous design. Having the core battery section, a light for the USB dongle, mouse clicking. Wait, mouse clicking? If the clicking is here, and we still have the classic nut button here, then really what they've done is they've made this problem worse. Because even though this is or was a mousepad, the fact that this would even be a mousepad in the first place means that I now still have to use 2 fucking hands, one to move and click over here, and the other to still use on my fucking dick. I'm still using 2 fucking hands! Opening the shell, it gets more confusing at the design. So, you see these little dots here on the side? This is where it tells you how deep you are. So the toy needs to hit that to set off the sensor. But the sensors are too sensitive, and if you get your goo in them, you're absolutely fucked. So they supply you with this special tape, By applying it, you need to go from the top to the bottom. And yes, they made the tape long enough to fold over the exposed ribbon cable, attaching it to the PCB board.
Like they couldn't have covered this in the fucking factory?
Noticing the other side, you now need to apply a cushion tape. This helps the pressure of the other side of the toy, so it's not pushing just one way.
Why didn't they just actually put this little bit of material here in the first fucking place? It's not like Japanese people have giant fucking dicks. Yes, I fucking said it. I'm mad and I'm pent up and there's a lot of cum in these nuts.
Oh, and you need to apply the tape from the base to the circuit board, covering some of the exposed wires.
I feel like sticking my dick in a magic bullet. I feel like it'd be more safer. And I get done just as quick.
Only dinner were that easy.
Huh, yeah, dinner's always a production.
By the way, with the amount of gunk you'll get on this thing, you'll just need to replace the fucking tape. And this case that I bought comes with a limited supplies. So you're fucked because it's the year 2022. Go down to fucking Clark Rubber and hope they won't look at you funny as you ask for tape for your anime wife fuck toy. Now, if you get to this part, then you need to pick the insert. It comes with two, soft and tough, being for what you're feeling like.
I feel like I've made a huge financial mistake.
If you manage to then insert this item into the controller and close it back up and slide it back without it pinching the escaping marshmallow toy, then you can screw it together.
You wanna know what the real fucked up thing is about this whole fucking thing? There is nothing. There is no fucking booklet. There is no instruction booklet. Where's the instruction booklet, Sal?
I don't know. How the hell did you get into my computer?
I don't know.
I am not kidding. There is no manual. Nothing! There is no fucking manual. No piece of paper, no proof of purchase, no Nintendo Magazine subscription card. I found this all out by reading BI119ATE5HXK's blog.
To be honest with you, I think the guy who wrote this blog is actually fucking dead. He either died preparing it or died from overuse.
Okay, with all of that out the way, we can finally stick our junk in it and play the damn game. Booting up custom order made 3D2, we're greeted with a mansion. Here we can start a new game with our controller and calibrate it. Imagine calibrating your dick for the first time. No one has ever fucking told you to do that. The first time you're like, what's that tingling feeling between my legs? And then it just shoots out of you like fucking spaghetti and you cry. First, we need to create a blue man.
I'm afraid I just blew myself.
By picking some odd settings such as ugly bastard, fat ugly bastard, otaku, or bastard.
I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like they got the market fucking covered.
You then are greeted outside the mansion by the head maid, who is ready to show you your Empire Club. It's here we get calibrated with the controller. She runs us through the on button and where the other buttons are located. She does go over the brief pieces of the controller, but it's not like it's a clear-cut guide. Even after all of this, she wants you to shove it in there. Like, I've just spent 40 minutes setting this up and taping this shit to the fucking nines, and she still wants me to be as hard as a fucking tent kit. There is a mode where you can make out with the head maid to, get you going and ready, which is hot and all, but I feel I need something a little bit special.
Dear Pixie, I know it's been a long time since we've seen each other. Hell, the retreat that we went on for religious camp was actually quite fun. I actually need a favor. To be honest with you, I really need some hot as fuck audio to come to. I really need to get my fucking rocks off in order to use the device I'm going to be reviewing for that game. Can you please send some audio over ASAP?
I whipped up a little something to help you get in the mood. I hope you like it. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus. But as it turns out, that might be what you get.
Now, if you get to the part where you can adjust the settings, it's all about the pressure of the sensor bar. But I'm not even kidding when I say the sensor bar is more defunct than Prince Andrew's ability to sweat. There is pressure bars to the side of the game. You just adjust these depending on how far they're inserted. But the sensor bar just derps out if your member is throbbing. It's in those buttons faster than some random Japanese dude at your local arcade. You know, the one that's playing the fucking Weibo rhythm games. After several attempts, I managed to find what would be considered an appropriate angle after crying in the shower. Reading my boy's blog, he played this on Christmas. I'm not even joking. It says here, he played this on Christmas because, and he has an excuse, that was the only day he was bored and lonely.
What a fucking champ!
This guy has the same problems. The sensor bar is more glitchier than a VTuber model debut. Another blog, the guy just uses his finger on the damn sensor and it's not even working at all. No fucking dice. Rubbing that shit like a scratch and win, and I tell you, he's losing every fucking time.
Oh, but how does it feel, I hear you ask? You know what it feels like? It feels like a crab is using its pincers around the base of my fucking cock.
This is the first time I've used a toy that has a dining room before you get to the fucking games room. Like, why is there a separate room like this? And not only that, it's clear they cut this open with a Stanley knife.
By the time you slam your cock into this fucking Coke can they call a peripheral, it feels like you're putting it in a fucking time capsule.
I'm not kidding when I say this is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever put on my dick. After a while, it becomes quite an ease to use, but that's because you're used to the fact that there is a main entrance to your already half-assed main hole.
Hello, Was this, a fucking laundry?
After this, the maid takes us on a tour of the mansion, showing us the bathroom, the main hall, the bondage room, you know, all the sights. And then we get to design the first maid who will come live with us. Imagine doing that. Designing your flatmate. What a fucking dream that would be. I do have to admit, the engine for this game is very fucking smooth. I understand now why so many people play custom order made 3D 2. Now take note, you're designing this while your other hand would be covered in lube from the tutorial. So now you can understand why this thing would fail to work, as now your mouse is absorbing the goo.
If I wanted a game that simulates me jacking off and then stopping to have to do a chore or answer the door, I would just order a package for every hour of every day that I was going to jerk off. I mean, fucking seriously, it's a fucking... Fuck!
There is a lot to customize though, even through DLC. Though when they launched this game on Steam, the lack of it was quite big, as there is a fuckload of add-ons.
Oh, I could make him fuck Mocha the VTuber.
I don't really like sensor.
So once your mate arrives, you have a one-on-one interview. By talking to the girls you have, you can progress the relationship and open special dates or events. Or, you know, just bang them until their eyes pop out. Days pass in the custom-made world, and you can add more to your harem. Each girl adding more dynamic scenes or tastes, depending on how you feel. Honestly, stepping back, the engine is very stunning to look at. The models shine and the animations are on point. You rarely feel like it's just a rig unless you get a random skirt or tit flick. Bet you can't guess what one of the things the girls can do, besides the sex. What do you think it is? Do you think it's cleaning? Fuck no, it's idol dancing. Because why the fuck not? There are a shitload of songs to pick from when they attempt to clean the stage. Lady, hold the broom straight! Fuck's sake, you're gonna leave street marks of dust! These music videos are actually quite cute. They feel less MMD rigged. Oh, and you can just make them naked mid-performance.
Okay, yeah, cool. I mean, to be honest with you, it's gotta be someone's fucking fetish. Janet Jackson did it at the Super Bowl one year.
There is also a custom pose mode. Here you can create little scenarios with your girls.
Oh, bye, bitch!
Here you can get custom props to spawn in, and thus the modding community can help you expand on these. as before it even got posted to the English-speaking audience, many nerds like myself made cool things like new hairstyles, clothing.
Fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck me! Fuck me! Are you fucking serious? What the fuck? Are you fucking serious?
Honestly, looking at the software on its own, it's good. It does what it needs to. But the device, it's like trying to put my dick in a ceiling fan, which I know most people would try and avoid.
You know, I've had this game since 2016. I've been holding out on reviewing this thing because I figured, I've just got to be in the right mood for it. I paid $200 for this fucking thing. I could have paid $40, bought an average as fuck game, and then spent another $10 on a fucking melon, drilled a hole in it, and fuck that!
They did release a newer model, again using the same design, but putting back the mouse pad, but replacing it with an actual D-pad.
I wish I was fucking joking, but I'm not. They actually thought, hey, we fucked up a few times with this thing. Let's fuck up again.
The real test, I hear you say, is Shades, but can you play Sonic with it? Can you control games with it? No. 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 No! It's a controller that refuses to treat my junk right, and it's all over the fucking place. It thinks about mouse clicking, and it gets gunk up in the padded tape, which I now have to source from some Korean warehouse in the hopes they can make sponge for my fucking expensive candle holder.
How did they go so far back with this thing? I miss my old dick controller. I can't believe I'm fucking saying that on the internet. I miss the old thing. This is such a sad excuse for what should be a great piece of... We are in fucking 2022. And there's still not something I can wrap it... Oh, there's a button I missed. I wonder what this button does.
Ooh, that's hot!
Yes, I fucking said it. I'm mad and I'm pent up and there's a lot of cum in these nuts. Yeah.